Morning, Holt. Greetings from Toronto. How are you?
I'm very, very, very good, very well. I love Toronto. Just not to get off track, but I made a film in Toronto during the pandemic, a wonderful movie
Yeah.
for Guillermo del Toro that starred the great Bradley Cooper. It was called Nightmare Alley. I don't know if you
Yes.
got to see the movie. It was nominated for an Academy Award for Best Picture. But we shot it all in Toronto. I love Toronto, and I can't wait to go back.
Well, we can't wait to have you. And by the way, Guillermo was just given this the key to our city. So well deserved to that, right?
Well, I'll tell you what, if anyone deserves it, it's Guillermo del Toro. He's
Yeah.
not just one of the best directors in Hollywood, but he's someone who really loves Canada.
Yes, he
He really
does.
does. He loves working in Canada. He loves the Canadian people. Obviously he's originally from Mexico,
Yeah.
and but Canada seems to me to be very much sort of like Guillermo's adopted homeland.
Yeah.
And I get it. The it's a great town. It's a great country. The people could not be nicer. It's funny.
Uh,
A friend once said to me, he goes, yeah, the Canadians are nice, but they'll talk behind your back. I said, buddy, I live in New York City. They talk behind my back here, and they're not
talk in
even
front of
nice.
your back.
You know what I mean? So they talk in front of me. Exactly. So what's better? I'd rather be with Canadians.
Well, we
Anyway,
would love to have you back anytime, Holt, anytime. But we got to talk about this fabulous series because I'm telling you, I binged it from beginning to end without barely moving my butt. You are so good as this ruthless family patriarch. He's had a health scare. He has illicit activities. Honestly, he must smell of fish all day long, but that's okay. We'll put that aside. You must have so much fun playing Harlan because yes, it's been renewed for season two. So congrats.
has it really? Because I've been
That's what
waiting
I
for that
hear.
news
I don't
for
know.
weeks.
That's what I
I don't
hear.
know. They didn't tell me. I wish they
Okay.
would. I wish
Well,
they. I
fingers
wish they'd,
crossed.
they'd call me and let me know. Yes, fingers crossed. We all want to come back, and you're absolutely right that it was a lot of fun. And in fact, I don't know if you know just how right you are, because that was kind of my mantra from the very beginning, was that I was going to show up every day and just try to make, it's funny. I was trying to make the process as fun as possible. I
Yeah.
remember once many years ago I did a movie in the 80s with the great Sean Penn.
Yes.
And Sean to me, he goes, Holt, it's possible to make a good movie where everyone is miserable, and it's possible to make a bad movie where everyone has a great time.
Yeah.
But what you're hoping is to make a good product where people have a few laughs along the way. And so that was kind of like my approach to the Waterfront. I'm going to show up every day. I'm going to be well prepared. I'm going to have done all my homework. So all I can just go out on the set. We had a great crew, people that
Yeah.
I really look to seeing every day. And I love the cast, especially, the people that play my immediate family.
Family. Yeah.
And just have fun. And that's what we did. And in Wilmington, North Carolina is a beautiful little town.
Mhm.
And it's got the beach, it's got the ocean, it's got great restaurants. And so we had a really amazing time. And it was so gratifying that then the audience really liked the show,
Yeah.
and people really tuned in, and there was positive word of mouth. And when we were the number one show when we launched. It was all kind of a dream.
Yeah.
And so, we're very excited to go back to Wilmington and make another season of the Waterfront.
Yeah, where would you like to see Harlan go? I mean, he's had this crazy arc this in season one, right? Like the first, I think it was the first episode. He sees his son and he gives him a big, huge whack, and then it's so much fun to watch you play this guy. Honest to God.
Well, thank you. You know, it's really hard for me kind of to predict exactly where Kevin might decide, you know, to take these characters. You know, this is one of the really sort of
How can it get
interesting things.
worse though? Holt, how can it get worse for this family? Honestly.
Well, listen, we have, you know, for those that are watching our interview today that have seen the show,
Yeah.
you know, by the end of the first season, the Buckleys have gone back into business with the Parker family.
Yes.
And Parker family are notorious drug dealers, and they were actually involved, you know, in the death of my father. And
Right.
so, you know, it's really, you know, kind of a dangerous
Oh,
and a thing that has me deeply conflicted, you know what I mean, about because I know, you know, how violent these guys can be. And it could happen, you know, not just to me, but to the people that I love. So you're not just putting yourself at jeopardy. It's your wife, it's your son, it's
your
your daughter,
family.
it's your
Yeah. The
it's
grandson.
everyone that you
Yeah.
exactly. But that's where we are. And I think that it's very, very possible to imagine a situation in which a lot of challenges and a lot of obstacles are going to have to be overcome in
Yeah.
order, you know, for us to survive, you know, this new relationship with this very dangerous, you know,
Yeah.
family of drug.
Yeah. I thought Topher Grace was amazing too. He did a great job this season. Whoa, whoa. Uh, wow.
He's so good, you know, and you know what I loved about Topher's performance and you know, look, first let's give credit to Kevin Williamson
Oh,
because
without a
Kevin
doubt.
understood that Topher was the right guy for this part, and I don't know that that idea would have occurred to every showrunner. I think
Good
that
point.
Kevin's instincts there were really spot on because Topher showed up and from day one he just had a take on this guy that was really kind of inventive and unusual and unpredictable, you
Yeah.
know, which made it exciting. You know what I mean? What was exciting? What was exciting was you were never quite sure, you know, what he was going to do in any given moment. You know, he
100%.
would, you know, and so, you know, he would go to all these different places emotionally and
Yeah.
psychologically, and you know, and a lot of it wasn't on the page. A lot of it was just things that Topher brought to the character, and
Yeah.
I think it's a testament to the talent of both men, of Topher Grace and also Kevin Williamson, for giving him the freedom to
Hmm.
say, I want you to go and explore and create something, you know, unique and original. And Topher then really taking that ball and running with it
Oh
right
boy, did
into
he
the end.
ever.
You know,
He
he sure
did.
did.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
so did you. I got to wrap, but I have to mention something because I got to tell you something. The last time we sat down and talked together was 7 years ago, my God, for Mindhunter. Still one of my all-time favorite series, like without a doubt. And I know the amazing Jonathan Groff is back on Broadway. And do you think that we will ever see more? Oh my God, it was such a fabulous series, Holden. You were so good in that. Oh,
Well, you know something, I do get asked that question a lot. You know, you're right about Jonathan Groff. Jonathan Groff, is so good
yeah.
in his new show on Broadway. Let me give him
Well,
a plug. It's called
yeah.
Just in Time, and it's based on the life and the music of the great Bobby Darin,
Oh,
one of really extraordinary singers of his generation. I put him up there with the Frank Sinatras and the Tony Bennett's and
for
anybody
sure.
that you consider the great male vocalists. Put Bobby Darin in that category,
Yeah.
and then put Jonathan Groff there too, because
100%.
he
Yeah.
yeah, 100% the best actor on Broadway. You know, he was nominated for a Tony Award this year. He had won it last year for a
Yep.
revival of Stephen Sondheim's
Merrily we
Merrily
roll along.
Ball.
Yep.
right? And if he would have won, and frankly, I thought he had a good chance, he would have been the first actor in Broadway history to win back-to-back Tony Awards for Best Actor in a Musical. And it couldn't happen to a nicer guy. It couldn't happen to a more talented guy. I loved working with Jonathan Groff. I've been to see his show 4 times, and I'll be back. Yeah. And, and where David Fincher is concerned, I mean, it's from my perspective, it's a very simple conversation. He's the best director in Hollywood.
100%. Yep.
So,
Yeah.
and I'll believe that till the day I die.
Yeah.
And any opportunity to work with David is a great opportunity. Obviously, I would love to do more Mindhunter, but I would love to work with David again, on anything. And frankly, I feel the same way about Jonathan Groff.
Well, we could revisit Fight Club. What do you think? I think that would be good too, right?
You know what? That would be a challenge, for Jonathan, because he's not a fighter. He's a lover and a singer, and he's great. But maybe I could give him some boxing lessons and get him in there and come on, bring it out of him.
Brad Pitt is also a lover, right? So come on and look how he did, how well he did.
That's right. He sure is. No, I don't think there's anything that Jonathan can't do as a performer.
I agree.
I mean, literally, his talent is jaw-dropping. It inspires me. It really does.
So are you, my friend. And I so appreciate your generosity with your time today. My goodness, I could talk to you for 3 hours. There's so much to explore. But listen, thank you for your fantastic performance in The Waterfront. I'm praying we see more of Harlan and that he keeps the ticker okay. He's got to watch his health, right? So yeah.
Yes, the moment every actor dreads is when you're reading the script and you went, wait a minute. I just died.
You don't want that. Wait, not going to happen.
Is it a dream sequence? Is it, you know what I mean? So hopefully that won't happen, and hopefully we'll be back. But thank you so much for having me.
Harlan, thank you so much. And come visit us in Toronto again, okay? We will look for you.
You got it.
You got it. Thank you. Thank you for your time today. Take care. Bye.
Thanks, Bonnie.
Okay, bye.